No Beltran in the lineup?
No, he had a little swelling in the back of his knee today, so we're going to give him a day off. I'll find out later on if he's available to see pinch hit. He'll see their doctor today, see what they think, but not a lot, but just a little bit. So we'll give him the, he said that I think he felt it his last swing, his last at bat yesterday, and so they got to give him a day off, and we'll see what they say.
Is it similar to any pain that he's had in the past, or is this something completely new at this point?
When I asked him, I think he said he's had that before, but like I said, every injury is a little bit different, so you'll have to see what, we'll see their team doctor today and see what they say.
How surprising is it for him to have a knee injury, considering he's not playing in the field anymore, he's just DHing?
Well, he's had knee problems with that knee before, and sometimes you can tweak it with just a swing. Sometimes a spike can get caught and it can happen, so I don't think it's terribly unusual. Mac felt his foot the other day hitting too, so it's just part of it.
When you say he'll see their team doctor, any specific test scheduled or just an evaluation?
No, we don't have anything right now. They'll see their team doctor when he gets here, and then he'll probably give us a plan. We'll go from there.
I know he's had some ups and downs since coming off the DL, but how different is this lineup when he's not in it?
Well, he's been swinging the bat better, so, it is different. Obviously, he's a switch hitter that, we put between our lefties that has power and, is a run producer, so it is something that we'll miss tonight, and hopefully we get him back in there tomorrow.
And just opting to go with McCann as the DH to give him some more time with that foot?
Yeah, he felt good today, but it's just Servy's been swinging good too, so probably protects his foot a little bit, so I thought I'd do that.
How impressed have you been with Cervelli? Limited at bats, but seems to always be taking advantage of the opportunities he does.
He's played well when he's been back there, and that's not easy to do. He's done it some for us, but it's still a kid that was used to playing every day in the minor leagues. But he's done a pretty good job.
Shane Greene obviously getting the start. What can you expect out of him?
Well, he's been starting, for a while now, and the big thing is that he throws strikes, because he has a pretty good sinker with some velocity to it, and mix in his other pitches. So, the big thing is for him to throw strikes, and if he throws strikes, I believe he can have some success.
Debut was a little bit difficult against Boston, but do you think that experience can help him going out there today, kind of just knowing what to expect?
Oh, I do. I think you have, those butterflies. You understand what they're all about that first time out there, and obviously this is a start too, and I'm sure he'll have some, but I think he probably has a better idea how he has to deal with it. The right, George. I didn't even have to guess this time.
Did he come to you and say it was bothering
we got a text today.
you? Did it get affected this way?
Huh?
Do you think it's affected his swing?
No, because it just happened yesterday, the last at bat.
Joe, here in Cleveland today, looking back, Derek Jeter hit his first home run here in 1996. What do you remember about that day? Jeter then in 96.
It was cold. I do remember that.
Yeah.
And I think we got snowed out the day before.
Yeah.
And it was opening day. But it didn't take him long to make an impression. And it's just continued since that day.
Joe, how has Derek handled all this? Every city comes in, it's the same old thing for him. How has he kind of handled that?
I think he's handled it well. Obviously he does a press conference every time he comes in, and the fans, wherever he has been, have treated him great. And standing ovations when they think it's his last at bat. Standing ovations. So I think he's handled it well. He has not let it be a distraction. He has not let it get in the way of his preparation to play that day. So he's done a good job.
I know you like to keep the majority of your conversations with players private, but can you let us in at all on what you tell Shane Greene before he takes them out?
I don't say much. He knows what he has to do. We treat it just like we would with any other starter in a sense. We go over the scouting report. You tell him to be himself. Don't try to do too much. Just be yourself, and we'll take whatever you can give us. That's the gist of it. I think you can try to make it too complicated and you put too many thoughts in their head. We just want him to go out and throw the baseball like he's capable of.
So you've been told what he's been doing better his last couple of times out?
Well, he's got some power, and he's got power with some sink, and that's the big thing. If he has that working, he'll get outs.
player tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah.
Get a chance to talk to McCarthy.
Yeah, I've had a chance to talk to him on the phone. He'll be with us tomorrow, and Brandon McCarthy, and he'll pitch on Wednesday. So he's ready to go. Excited.
Any thoughts on what he brings, Joe?
Well, this is an experienced starter that can give us length, and that's one of the things that we've kind of fought, since some of our starters have went down, getting a lot of length out of starters. So it's another guy with a power sinker in a sense. They get a lot of ground ball outs, and it's important for us.
Do you think it was important to get a guy, starting pitcher quickly? I mean, Oakland went and got two sort of preemptive strike. There's not a lot of guys out there.
No, I do. There aren't a lot of guys available, and part of the reason that is because you add the extra wild card, and there's a lot of teams still in it. So there's probably not going to be a lot of people available. It makes you wonder if down the road they'll move the trading deadline back because of the extra wild card.
So what's it like for you to tell a guy like Dellin that he maybe also
It's pretty special. Just because you understand the excitement and some of the anticipation, hoping that you make it, and I'm sure in the back of his mind he was hoping that he would make it, but probably thought that they'll probably take closers, and that's usually how it happens, closers and starters. But his year was so good that you couldn't ignore it, and it's a great part of my job, getting to see the smiles.
Do you think Robertson could have gotten a spot too?
I do, and I'm not so sure that he still might not, because obviously there's always people that have to bow out. And I've said it all along, if you like people that strike people out in big situations, he's pretty good at it. You take away his one outing against, was it Minnesota? His numbers are as good as anyone's in baseball, and from a strikeout ratio, better.
Joe, I'm Dellin. Was there a light switch moment with you where you trusted that all of this was real? You know what I mean? Early on, I'm sure you don't really know exactly what you're going to get from him. He's kind of had an up and down career in the minors. Was there a moment where you thought, I can trust him in these big spots?
I don't think there was a moment where I felt that, okay, this is it, in a sense. But there was a moment that I felt maybe it's clicking, and it was in spring training when he went through the middle of the Toronto order. And then we did it again in Pittsburgh. I think he came in with the bases loaded and was dominant. I thought, you know what, maybe it's clicking, and now we'll bring him along slow in a sense in the bullpen, but as he achieves, we'll give him, a little bit more responsibility every time he goes out. And that's it was a step-by-step process. But the first time that it made an impression on me was that spring training game in Toronto.
A lot of people say don't get fooled by spring training results. What was it about that day that?
Just, it was dominant. It was through the middle of the order. It wasn't people that, I want to say it was maybe Bautista, Encarnacion, and Lynn. And it was dominant. And you could see that there was deception there, and they didn't see the ball real well off of him. And I know they haven't seen him a lot, but you can just tell when there's deception.
What do you think it means that him and the players are the ones that voted him in?
It should, because those are the people that you're facing, and they're saying, wow, in a sense. So it should mean more.